In the area beside Cherry Pond, we've got quite a nice little piece of grassland developing, and one of the nice plants we have here is white campion. It's a member of the carnation family, and it tends to grow on chalk soils, which we have at Wandlebury, and the similar to the red campion, which grows on more basic or more neutral soils. We also have surrounding it some chalk false brome, which is also a typical grass plant of Wandlebury. The buttercups we have here are one of the 3 different types we've got at Wandlebury. This particular one is bulbous buttercup, and you can tell that by, if you turn the flower over and look underneath, you can tell that the sepals below the petals are sharply turned down. The speedwells on this little section of ground are the most common one in the UK, Germander speedwell. It's got a very distinctive white eye to the flower, uneven petals, and if you check on the stem, it should have 2 rows of hairs down the sides of the stem. We've now moved over to the Hillfigure Field, so named because there was meant to have been an ancient figure cut into the chalk slope, but perhaps more of a myth. We have some really nice display of spring flowers and grasses in this field. We have some soft brome, which is softly hairy all over. The remains of the cowslips just about gone to seed now, and also to contrast with the soft brome, we have some barren brome here, and this is the seed that gets stuck in your socks in late summer, and some nice cow parsley, which again is just about to go over now, soon to be replaced by in the hedgerows by rough chervil. Some other nice plants that we have on Hillfigure Field is the wild mignonette, typical plant of chalk grassland, and it's part of the rose family. And we also have an interesting plant here that we don't have anywhere else in Wandlebury. It's called corn salad or lamb's lettuce, and it's a member of the valerian family, and possibly a remnant of cultivation, because it's edible, as the name suggests. Another couple of interesting grasses that we have on Hillfigure Field, early flowering meadow grass. This is smooth meadow grass. And the other interesting grass we have here is upright brome, typical grass of chalk downland, and fairly early flowering and quite easy to identify. If you have a look at the leaf, at the edges of the leaf, you'll see some little 45-degree hairs all the way along the edge of the leaf, which is quite characteristic of upright brome. We've now moved down to the games field, and to the left of the games field is a small piece of ground which is part of the original chalk grassland, which were on these hills. This little patch of ground has a number of typical chalk grassland species growing on it. The first species is common rock rose, which is a papery type yellow flower. It's not actually in the rose family, and it grows on chalk grassland and also on other nutrient poor soils. Also, we have salad burnet growing here with these unusual little flower spikes and leaves, which are edible, as the name suggests. If you crush the leaves and have a smell, they smell quite distinctly of cucumber. We've now moved over to the cherry pond. A couple of really nice pond plants out at the moment. The first one is bog bean. It's not a bean, it's in its own family, but really distinctive petals which have got hairs on the side of them, which I think is probably unique in the UK, and gives it quite a fuzzy appearance. The second plant we have in the pond is marsh marigold, a member of the buttercup family, probably one of the largest members, And the interesting thing about marsh marigold is that the yellow petals you can see aren't actually petals it has it on. They are the sepals which are showing that lovely yellow colour.